Steven Wilson with 4.5. Wait, we just talked about Steven Wilson really recently. Well, this is an EP, don't worry. This is normal, everything's fine. It's an EP that's actually meant to be sort of like bridging the gap between the fourth and fifth albums by Steve, the fourth one being Hand.Cannot.Erase. And in fact, a lot of these recordings on this 6-track EP, with one exception, are from the sessions of The Raven That Refused to Sing, Either That or Hand.Cannot.Erase. So there is a lot of material here that has relevance within the Steven Wilson catalog, though one of them actually has roots all the way back to, I believe, 2003. So let's talk about this real quick, and let's, this isn't like an official album review, though I have to say right off the bat, this EP is exceptionally good. We start off with a near 10-minute long track, which is My Book of Regrets, and this was one that was meant to be originally on Hand.Cannot.Erase. However, whenever they were doing all the final mixing and everything, the song was not quite done yet, and in the words of Steve himself, it was one that would have made the record way too long. In fact, he considered Hand.Cannot.Erase to be, he himself, to be breaking his own golden rule of liking to keep records like right around 50 or 55 minutes, and of course that album ended up being more than an hour long. And considering the song wasn't done yet, it didn't really fit, and it sort of disturbed the flow, as he said. I'm glad to know I'm not the only person that uses that term, flow. But this is a tremendous track. It has hints of songs like such as Time Flies in it whenever you listen to this. I love the way in which this transitions into a very soft and melodious, very, chipper sounding, observational track, really from a lady that's looking outside of a taxi cab window, to a little bit more reflective, and you can hear that within the music itself, within the larger enterprise of what you get. Now, whenever you move into Year of the Plague, you get, this is one of the first of 3 instrumentals that you're going to get on this disc, Year of the Plague's Sunday Rain Sets In, as well as Vermilion Core. And each of these have something unique in common, and that's the fact that it elevates and showcases Steven Wilson's moodiness whenever it comes to the way in which his music is really brought to light. And you can hear in a track such as Vermilion Core that has a bit of a harder edge title to it, is also, consequently enough, the song that features some of the heaviest moments that will make you recall perhaps ideas from In Absentia by Porcupine Tree, that sort of aggressiveness, or perhaps even Deadwing. Now, speaking of Deadwing, the second track that we have on here that's got lyrics is Happiness 3, and this is the 3rd draft of a song that actually originated all the way back in 2003 and was originally written to be a part of the Deadwing film. That was the whole Deadwing cycle that took place. This was meant to be a part of it, but it never saw the light of day, and it's really a shame considering this is just I love this track. It's a very fun track. It has some really interesting lyricism to it. I love the fact that this is one that just seems very playful. It has a jab system to it, almost as though somebody is looking at somebody with a little bit of that playfulness instinct to them, and the music really reflects that very nicely. I consider this to be one of the true highlights off of this EP, just in its playful charm, and I love the fact that that side is still able to come out along with the big choruses that you get from Steve. He's really got that just wizard's mind whenever it comes to making very impactful, yet sometimes deceptively simple choruses. This one is not deceptively simple. However, there are others within his catalog that still hit with the same element of punch. And then we get the final track on this disc, Don't Hate Me. Now, Porcupine Tree veterans will know Don't Hate Me it's a Porcupine Tree song. It's from Stupid Dream, I do believe, and this one has a twist to it. And this one features Israeli singer Ninet Tayeb, and I hope that I did not destroy that name. First of all, have you seen this woman? Probably not. You should. She's fucking gorgeous. She is absolutely beautiful. And then secondly, have you heard this woman? If you've heard 4.5, then you have, and you know that her voice is incredible. She's actually one of Israel's biggest stars, and she's poised for an international breakout. In fact, she wants to release music in America in 2016, and I say go for it, because I will be an instant consumer. Her voice has that sort of magnificence with it, really attached to it, and, you know, being in a collab with Steven Wilson obviously means that he's got, you know, a seal of approval there, and I'm a sucker whenever it comes to that stuff, and it sounds like this is a wank fest, but the truth of the matter is that Steve is an influential artist to me. But this version with Ninet singing the chorus is just exceptionally powerful, and it just drives the song to a different stratosphere. It's absolutely absurd how good this version of Don't Hate Me is. It's a fitting finale. It's one that is... it really fits. It works to be on here. It pays to be on here. Man, this is not an EP to sleep on. I know that I'm just sort of playfully going through history and talking a little bit about the music here and there. Quite frankly, I had to tear myself away from the EP to record this, because a lot of people ask me how many times do you listen to a disc before you record it, and traditionally the answer is 3, but with this one it's been like 7, 8, and I want to go back. It's got a very magnetic and addicting tone to it, and it isn't just because Steven Wilson's name is on it. It's because that music that is encompassed within this 37, 38 minute long EP has that kind of power. It just has that draw, and it sort of instantaneously hooks you. It snares its jaw on you and doesn't let go, and you like the experience. You know, it's a very evocative and very passionate style of songwriting, storytelling, and emotion-driven musical expression. And I can't recommend this enough. Like I said, since it's an EP, not giving it an official score, but this is highly recommended. And I'm poised to hear stuff from Ninet. I'm poised to hear the next Steven Wilson affair, whether that be this year, next year, whatever year. What do you guys think of 4.5? Because, man, I think this is monumental. This is a great... Steven Wilson just can't do anything wrong right now. It's absurd. It's really crazy just how well his songwriting has just developed and crafted. What do you think about 4.5? Let me know on coverkillernation. Stay tuned, because later on this very afternoon, we're talking about Dystopia by Megadeth. So you're not going to want to miss that. I'll talk to you later.